Awesome. I think it should be all good and live now. Then.
How many shadow round card minutes are we at?
What's that?
Looks like we're live.
Yeah, it looks like we are. Spectacular. Here, all right, I'm gonna get out this link to everybody. It looks like at the moment. Here, let me pull up. Go down on scan here. I'm gonna pull it up right now. We are currently at 1,765 minted out of the purple packs and 991 out of the green packs, which is pretty awesome. I mean, that's awesome. Really cool to get all these folks
Nice.
in. And looks like we got one person watching so far. Hey there. Hope you're doing well. We're getting out all of our little social tweets. Get everybody in here.
My video choppy.
Formed, and then I think we have some fun, exciting stuff that we can go over today. I'm really pumped for it. I'm excited to show some of this stuff off, and then we'll get this going. Oops. Awesome.
Call Aiden.
What's that?
Calling Aiden Rankin-Williams. Mobile.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, is my audio working?
Yeah, no, sounds great to me.
Okay, cool. Your video is like kind of glitchy on my screen.
Awesome. All right, well, I think we're all good to go. And
That works. My audio and video looks good.
yeah, it looks great to me, man. Spectacular. All righty. Yo. Anything that's causing a bit of issue? Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting kind of that red bar. I think the as long as the YouTube folks can see us, I think we should be good. And worst case scenario, I can just run the town hall and I can just do the slides if your audio doesn't come through. Awesome. All right, well, why don't I just move ahead because we're 1 minute out here, and then if your audio and video comes through, we'll be good to go. Awesome. Peace. All righty, everybody out there in YouTube land. So Grant is, it looks like his internet connection is kind of being maxed out by trying to stream host this town hall to YouTube. So I think I'll probably be taking things. And if Grant's connection is able to get a little bit more steady and clear, we'll be sure to bring him in as well. But we're about 1 minute away here from starting off. I think we have some really fun stuff to go over. And it's going to be a lot of fun, y'all. So let's be sure to get some more folks in here. And we'll get things started, and I can share my screen and we can go over town hall number 14. All righty. And awesome. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hello.
Welcome. Good to have you here.
Yeah, you too, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I think I can have video here too as well. Let me see if I can make it happen.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. What's up?
Dude, not much. Grant, unfortunately, his audio and video connection are kind of seem to be struggling. So it's going to probably be just you and I, and he's just going to be the live streaming host.
Oh, that's fine. No worries, man. How are you guys doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. No, I'm doing absolutely spectacular. We're currently live on YouTube and just feeling great. I mean, how about yourself? You recently kind of did your the Terraform packs and whatnot. How did that all go?
Dude, it was great. It was phenomenal. I'm still just over the moon with it. We don't have we sold out of everything, not just the Terraforms.
That's so great. Yeah.
It was insane. It was like a feeding frenzy. And I'm just super grateful that you know we attracted all that attention, and I'm so, you know, I'm just happy with the community and all that. And I'm actually just really cozy right now. Having nothing for sale is really refreshing for a minute or two.
Yeah, right.
We're just like, oh, okay, we'll just kind of, gives us a chance to work on some stuff and get ready for the Rad Token sale, which is coming up soon, which is intense. So
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'll definitely
Thanks,
need to keep a close eye on that. For those watching that don't know, Christopher's running Cardania, which is an amazing project. Just did a really cool land sale, so definitely worth keeping your eye on. And for those interested, you're definitely gonna get a nice bit of information from Christopher after I run through some of the player mint stuff. So
I'm excited to hear what you guys have been up to too. I've had my head like down. I have no idea what's happening.
Because you're building,
and I have no idea what's happening. So I love catching up with you guys. I did get your drop. It's like founders tokens. What did you call it?
Yeah. The Shadow Realms or the founder NFTs.
Those the founder NFTs. I've got 3, I think, because I wanted to get 2 for my kiddos as well. Because you guys are doing a Minecraft thing.
Yeah,
I got 2 for them, and I got one for myself. So,
dude, that's so exciting. I appreciate the support. I really do. Awesome. But we'll hop into it here. I'll share my screen. So welcome everybody. We have a really special treat today. We have Christopher from Cardania, and we'll hear a bit more from him after we do some of the Player Mint Town Hall stuff. We'll just quickly kind of go through all of our development updates, which is really exciting. And then from there, we can kind of move on and keep the momentum going. So to start off here, welcome to everybody to Player Mint Town Hall number 14. Kind of getting started. The team introductions, Grant, as I mentioned earlier, is unfortunately suffering a little bit of some connection latency problems. So we're just gonna kind of roll on ahead without him. But then of course you have me, the Chief Experience Officer at Player Mint, one of the other founders, and hopping right on into it. We have some really fun stuff to explore today. We're going to be going over the dev update on our smart contracts endpoints, which is super exciting. And then we're going to jump into the Shadow Realms mint, talk a little bit about that, go into the Cardano Craft beta, some CNFT Roll Buddy growth, what we're doing with the founder NFTs, listings on the newest marketplaces, and then wrap up with a little bit of Q&A. And then the thing that I'm super excited for today, which is going to be the Cardania Spotlight presentation. But hopping right on into it from a dev update standpoint, what we're really excited to share is we had a conversation with M Labs on Tuesday, and what they told us is that they finished the 3rd smart contract endpoint. So at the current moment, we have the add PMX endpoint, which is essentially the capacity to distribute out PMX to our users based off of gameplay performance. We have the mint NFT endpoint so that people can use the smart contracts to mint NFTs. And then we just finished up the list NFT endpoint. So that means that now people can actually go into the NFT marketplace and they can list their asset inside of a smart contract. So that's all really good. All of those smart contracts are nice and complete. And we'll actually be able to start using them as soon as we're able to use the PAB, once IOHK decides to release that onto mainnet. So that'll be super exciting. In terms of what they're currently working on right now regarding the smart contract endpoints is the buy. So of course, if I'm trying to sell my NFT, I'll use the list smart contract endpoint. And if I want to purchase one of these assets, I'll of course use the buy. So that's what we're working on right now. We also wanted to do a quick touch in with them and make sure that our development timeline was right on track. And they gave us the thumbs up that in terms of code-based materials, everything is right on track for a launch in Q1 of 2022. So we're really pumped about that. As we get kind of a little bit closer to they gave us a specific time range, but we want to be able to provide you all a specific date that the Player Mint core product will launch. First, of course, starting off with the kind of Player Mint beta, which is only for holders of the founder NFTs. And then, of course, after 2, 3, 4 epics, we'll open it up to everybody, all the gamers out there in the crypto space and beyond. So that's kind of the great smart contract development update. We're full speed ahead. Everything is looking good for a Q1 launch this year. So super excited in that regard. In terms of Shadow Realms stuff, the Shadow Realms mint is still going on. We have the green and purple dragon packs going on. Those are going for 36 ADA a piece. You get 6 NFTs back plus 12 ADA because that's NFT Makers Pro way of covering min UTXOs. And then other than that, we've minted, I think, in the range of the purple packs are in the 1,600 range, I believe, and the green packs are in the like 996 range in terms terms of individual NFTs minted. So I can give the policy idea a double check to make sure that that's all good, but really excited in that regard. And then also what we haven't quite said yet, and what I think a lot of you are going to be really excited for is on this fusion side of things. So the wonderful Michael that works over at Shadow Realms told us that they're actually working on the fusion kind of, I guess you could say, meta, or the fusion multiplication, kind of the mathematics of the fusion is actually currently being worked on. We're going to be able to release that information during the Shadow Realms mint. So you'll understand how many of a certain card you need in order to fuse them together to improve the stats of that card. So fusing, just so everyone knows, it's not like an evolution in Pokemon where all of a sudden you go from, some one card and then you have a new graphical image. Rather, it's going to be those stats at the bottom of the card are going to be increasing with the amount of cards that you fuse. So really excited in that regard. And I hope people are enjoying the packs. I know I'm really liking the artwork, as well as some of the sneak peek stuff that the Shadow Realms team has sent us. And on that regard, they're also listed on Genesis House right now. So if you're looking for secondary market sales, that can be a good spot to go for. And then they're also working on like Token and CNFT.io, JPEG Store. They've done all the things necessary. It's just a matter of the waiting game. But Genesis House is currently listed. Their team's real quick about it. But moving on to Cardano Craft, this is what I'm super excited about. We have begun the launch of Cardano Craft Beta. So for those of you that don't know, Cardano Craft Beta is all about taking the first steps into Cardano Craft, where we can start enjoying the gameplay environment. And then instead of having NFTs and Cardano native assets directly integrated into it, we have them essentially as a reward function built on top of it. So this is the beta that we're all able to enjoy while we go about building out the actual integration, where Cardano Craft is now integrated so that your NFTs truly are the land that you own and whatnot. So we're kind of just doing it a step removed in the beta so that you have something fun to play around with while we actually deliver the true product. And so what we're going to do is a little bit of a phased approach. I just need to contact our server host. But everything is nice and ready to get everybody into Cardano Craft Beta. So I'm hoping that depending on when I hear back from the server host, we'll be able to get folks into Cardano Craft Beta this weekend, if not really early on like Monday. So it'll be very, very shortly. I'm super excited about that. And the first phase of getting people involved is going to be in this phase called build and destroy. So we're kind of taking a phased approach. Build and destroy is all going to be about like, hey, let's get you all on the server. Let's get you acquainted with the mods that we have running. And let's have some fun, just kind of building, exploring, and destroying things. And if you run into any bugs and whatnot, we can kind of solve those. Once we have that build and destroy phase done, that'll be probably just over the weekend or over a 3-4 day span. We'll hop into phase 2, which is going to be the Shadow Realms build off. So, we have all these amazing Shadow Realms cards. Let's give them a bit of utility and let's have a bit of fun with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to enable, after we do the build and destroy phase, we're going to pause the server for a little bit, and then we're going to allow people to register for the Shadow Realms build off. What this is going to be is folks that own one of these Shadow Realms NFT cards, and we'll be sure to do lots of giveaways and provide people access to earn one if they don't have one right now. And basically what it's going to be is each person that registers will get a plot of land inside the server that for about a week or so, they're going to be able to build some sort of structure on that plot of land that works around one of the characters that they have from the Shadow Realms NFT packs. So for example, if you have Iron Gramps that we're seeing here on the screen, maybe you'd build them some sort of kind of like, I don't know, volcano-esque, evil layer. Or maybe if you had the fish flounder, you would create some more aquatic-esque environment. But we're going to have some sort of really cool build off. And then at the end, it's going to be a lot of just for fun, enjoyment. We'll have prizes. And then at the end, what we're going to try to do is enable that the player mint team will choose probably like the 3 best builds from our perspective, and then we'll let the community vote on which of those builds is the absolute best. And the creator of that build is going to get a really exclusive Shadow Realms card, this really amazing witch card that we posted on our Twitter that's got nice stats and I believe is just a 1 of 1. So very exclusive card. We're going to have a lot of fun just kind of getting used to building. And then what I really like about this is this allows us to explore the plot mechanics, where certain pieces of land are only editable by certain players, which leads us right next into phase number 3, which is going to be the plot registration. So what we've decided to do in order to beta test the land mint of Cardano Craft, what we're going to do is anyone holding a founder NFT, whether it's green or purple, we are going to give you a plot of land inside of the Cardano Craft beta server. So what that means is as you can see on the screen, we have these kind of like blocks. These are called protection blocks. It's a mod we installed, and what that allows us to do is set only a certain user to be able to edit a specific area. So what we're going to do is allow people to register for plots. If you own a founder NFT, you're going to get a plot of land. You just got to register for it, and as long as you're verified with CNFT Roll Buddy, our Discord verification bot, you'll have that plot of land. Of course, if you sell your founder NFT, then we're gonna, we'll give that plot to someone else because you no longer have the founder NFT to own it. But this is just going to be an added piece of utility for founder holders in Cardano Craft Beta. We can kind of explore the land ownership idea via NFTs. As I mentioned earlier, it's a step removed because it's not directly integrated in the game, but it's kind of a nice, I guess you could say, comparison. Once we do that plot registration, everybody in the community that owns a founder that wants one will have a nice little plot of land that we can kind of build, enjoy, have fun events through. And then, like I said, it's going to be the build and enjoy phase. At this point, it's like we have people integrated into Cardano Craft Beta. They've learned the ropes, and now it's ready to kind of take the next steps and just go off and build crazy things like what you're looking at the screen now, or whatever else might come to mind. But kind of wrapping up our side of the town hall, I wanted to jump into the CNFT Roll Buddy growth. So just a couple numbers for you all. Right now, we have 362 verified holders via CNFT Roll Buddy in particular. So it's verified 362 of you to hold green and purple founder NFTs, as well as the game time. And then, of course, it's also working over in our buddy Gaming Cardano's server and verifying folks over there as well. At the moment, we're actually working on kind of commercializing the bot a little bit more. So we have about a 12 to 15 server queue of people, individual projects that want to integrate with CNFT Roll Buddy so that they integrate their policy IDs and whatnot. What we realized is we actually joined the bot into the Happy Hopper server, and then their amazing community very promptly all went in to go and verify, and it caused a bit of issues with the bot. So right now we're actually implementing a rate limiting mechanism in order for it to scale properly so that as we go into the rest of the servers, they don't run into the same issue. But in terms of kind of the usage of this, as these projects are able to kind of hop in and actually utilize this application, how they're going to be able to do so is with an ADA payment. Of course, for development needs, we're hosting on a VPS. Because of course we don't really want to host a full node 24/7 on one of our local computers, as well as other developmental and operational costs. Another method in which people can actually gain access to the bot is through staking with our buddies over at Gaming Cardano. So we thought it'd be really cool to offer staking as a service, or staking for a service rather, where if you stake in game a specific amount of ADA, then you'll gain access to the bot in your server for as long as you're staked. And then finally, we do have a strong focus on being open source and making the product available for everyone. So what we're looking into doing, and this isn't confirmed right now because we are still doing a little bit of tweaks here and there, but we're thinking about making the bot open source so that anyone that's willing to run their own Cardano based node could copy and paste the code and then use the bot themselves. Of course, that requires a little bit more dev efforts. So that's why we're offering both, where you can kind of pay or stake for us to host it for you, or you can go about hosting it and use it for free. But of course, it just requires a little bit of your own resources. Again, there's a question mark on open source for a reason, just because we're kind of currently looking into all that. And of course, getting things like licenses. So we don't make it open source and someone else like, oh, that's a great idea, let me capture that and then license it, and then no one else is able to use it. But in terms of next steps, the amazing Biking has joined the dev team. Right now, they're actually working on the rate limiting feature with the random troll, the other developer, and just making sure that everything kind of feels good, works well, and that we don't run into any issues of overusage again. And then yeah, everything's really going great in that regard. We're happy to bring it to more servers shortly, and we'll keep you all updated on that. And then the final closing word before we'll open up for a bit of Q&A, and then of course move it over to Cardania, is that we have some founder NFT listings. So of course, the main one that a lot of people have been using is CNFT.io, but I think we're seeing more and more projects pop up in the space that have these interesting NFT marketplaces. We want to meet the demand if people want to trade, for example, on Genesis House, Token, JPEG Store, Carta Hub, the other ones that are kind of coming out. So right now we're actually listed on Genesis House for the green and purple founders. We have a pending listing on Token. We've done all of the steps necessary there, as well as for JPEG Store. We've done all the steps necessary for there. It's just a matter of their team. I'm sure they have a very large backlog, but just a matter of their team giving us the go ahead. But with that, I think that is kind of wrapping up the at least PlayerMint side of things. We feel really good about our development progress on the core products, Cardinal Craft beta, and some of the founder NFT utilities that are going to be jumping out at you all. So if anyone has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. It looks like we got about 14 folks watching here. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to just shoot them out into the YouTube chat, and I'll be sure to take a peek and answer them. If you don't have anything now, more than happy to answer any questions in the Discord server, whatever you may have in mind. Awesome. It looks like people are excited. I appreciate Maxime saying that it got the passion going. Keep up the good work. We will. We're going to keep on pushing ahead. I'm glad that you all like the development update. I'll be sure to maybe post a little bit of a shorter video for those in the Discord world that maybe don't want to watch 15, 20, 30 minutes worth of PlayerMint dev updates.
Hey, Aiden, how much is it to get that CNFT roll buddy in our Discord?
So what we've been doing is it's either 10,000 ADA staked in the game pool, and then for as long as you're staked there, you're good to go. And then the other one is 100 ADA for a year's worth of the service.
Cool. So I'm in. Sign me up.
You're in? Woo!
Yeah, sounds good.
That's incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll put you down. We have so now it's going to be 13 to 16 different projects we have in the queue. So that's awesome. Totally. We can get you integrated. Viking, the dev that's doing the rate limiting technique, said that he actually completed testing of it today. So that rate limiting technique is good. We basically just need to find the sweet spot of, it's a rate limiting technique so that in a 20-minute span, it only allows a certain number of users through, because what we don't want to happen is you have 50 users go through, 100 users go through in like the span of like 5-10 minutes. Yeah. And what ends up happening is that the bot crashes, but people sent their ADA, and then there's a process of manual refunding. So that rate limiting technique will really help make it so it's like, okay, we can get 30 people in 20 minutes, 40 people in, 50 people in 20 minutes, whatever the scale is. And then if anyone tries to join in to the point that would overload the bot, it just says, hey, give it another couple minutes and try again.
Cool. Yeah, dude, it looks great. That's awesome.
Hey, I'm so glad to hear that. That's incredible. Yeah, so I'll shoot you over a message, and we can work it out, and I'll bring it up with our buddies Taylor and the Random Troll and Viking, who are the two really amazing JavaScript devs that have been helping us out.
Tight.
Awesome. I think we are going to be. I just got, I guess, looks like 2 questions in here. Is there a link to the Discord or anything? Ada Street Bets, if you head on over to playermint.com and you just scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a Discord icon. You can click that and get in there. Ryan Champ asks, if you guys do open source the roll buddy, please let us know. I offered to help the Random Troll with a bot before the first release. We'd love to help whenever possible. Ryan Champ, that'd be incredible. If you're in the Discord server and you want to DM me and get in contact, and we can talk about open sourcing or you getting involved, more than happy to take the next steps to do so. My username in Discord is just Aiden RW. So if you're in the PlayerMint server, you should be able to find it. More than happy to chat more about it, because we definitely want to open source it and make it so that anybody that has dev knowledge out there can utilize it for free. Because at that point, it doesn't cost anything to us for other people to host it on their own nodes and whatnot. But incredible. Yeah, I think I know I'm super excited for this. I mean, also because I already knew about the dev updates that PlayerMint was going to deliver. So I think we're going to hand it over to Christopher from Cardania, an incredible project, just finished their land mint. Really, really, really impressive stuff. Let me stop sharing my screen and take it away.
Sure. Thanks, brother. Well, I'm going to need your help a little bit, because I actually, I knew I was coming on. I didn't know I was presenting per se. So might have to ad lib a little bit of this.
Hey, yeah, no worries at all. You could just talk anything you want to talk about. You're more than welcome to. You got 16 people that are watching right now. Whatever you want to tell them about Cardania, maybe literally anything. This is your space.
Sure.
You're building incredible things. So whatever you want to talk about.
So I know last time we came on, I was actually thinking about this, and I think by the last time we came on, the station itself, like this was how long ago it was. The station itself was just, I had just like kind of sketched it out. I think I had like the sort of the Photoshop, like I think it's going to look like this, and that was sort of my reveal. And then since then it's become much more robust in terms of like actually like a 3D like place that exists in the world. And we had, I think by that time we had only had our founders cards out and maybe a couple packs. But yeah, so since then, certainly a lot more growth. The last week has been insane. There was one day on January 4th where we had 3 of the 10 top gainers in CNFT, the marketplace, and that was pretty cool. So
That's got to feel great.
I've been flexing that just a little bit.
Seeing that volume come through.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I know our original buyers are quite happy with our stuff at this point. I think it's actually difficult to get a founders card at this point. However, there is going to be the remainder of the founders card drop is happening rather soon. The dev thinks probably within a week here. Basically, when we were selling our founders cards, at a certain point, rate limiting is a great segue actually. At a certain point, the utility just got overwhelmed, and we were like, oh no! And I was processing all these manual refunds and stuff, and so we're like, let's pause this. And at the same time, we were about to launch the Terraform drop with NFT Maker's backend, which is much more secure and like it's a closed loop. And even it was a little bit slow at first to process the refunds, but everybody, it was capturing 100% of the transactions, whereas our utility, we'd see them, but it wouldn't necessarily get fulfilled. So we paused that, and we've still got 3,700 or so founders cards left.
Nice.
So, yeah. So for people who are interested in actually getting that, or maybe they didn't get land. So the idea is that there's still 3,700 founders cards left that you'll be able to buy. And then shortly thereafter, we're gonna do a snapshot and an airdrop of 10,000 more Terraforms just for founders card holders, free of charge, just as a little thank you to the community.
That's so sweet. What an awesome thing to do. Yeah.
So that'll be coming up here pretty soon for people who are interested. Definitely stay tuned. And then the other major drop that we've got coming is that the Rad token is basically ready to go. I've been making the decision this week whether or not to use a launch pad. We were approached by a couple different launch pads, and then I've been in talks with a couple different decentralized exchanges to just figure out listing criteria and all that stuff. And so I think we've got that sorted out, and our legal structure is all set. So we're just going to do it. And
just go for it. Why not?
We're just going to do it. And I'll let you guys know. I don't have. I've gotten in the habit of not announcing dates until like it's all ready. It's like 100% set, and then I usually I'll try to give a few days warning at least. But that's pretty much it. And for anyone who's interested in our stuff, definitely hang out in the Discord. It has grown pretty absurdly. There's like an international section now with a bunch of different languages. There's
no way. That's incredible.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. There's just a ton of people in there. That's why I was excited about that CNFT Roll Buddy, because I have been wanting to integrate Discord more into the the actual NFT side of things. And I just our devs are doing other stuff right now, but I would love that.
Totally.
So that's kind of what we've been up to. The Terraforms I think are really interesting and unique in terms of blockchain land, because we're just building a different model. Like I'm much more interested in sort of the game side than in terms of the like sort of, I don't want to call it corporate, but that's what I think of, like the corporate metaverse type thing. Where I like, and it's just development priorities are just a little bit different. So our lands, there's a bunch of different types. There's 10 total types, only 9 of which are purchasable. The other one is the prismatic type. There's only 250 of those, which will be dropped to our black and white founders card holders, basically the people who have the complete sets, all 7. Only 250 of those. And then the rest, there's 9 different types, and there's a whole bunch of different resources on each of the land blocks that come with it. And then the resources are going, basically they'll generate over time different, it's sort of the baseline of an economy, so that we can build on top of that. So yeah, I'm just pretty excited about it, and it's all out there now. And then sort of I think kind of the coolest bit of development that we're going to be working on in the near future here is the living lands piece of development, which so for those of you who aren't aware, go to cardania.com. And here, actually, let me see. I'll see if I can pull up the rad paper here. Maybe we can share.
Yeah, check it out. Totally.
Because that, again, a lot of stuff since we were last here. But the rad paper is somewhat the intellectual thinky side of all this here. Let me see. Share screen. Rad paper. Share. All right. Is that Sharon?
Yeah.
Awesome. So cool. So this is, this was published in November, so some things have changed since then, but it's mostly the same. And this will give you a good project overview of exactly what we're doing, all the different aspects of the projects. This is sort of the development tree.
That's cool.
Yeah, just the different things we're working on. And this is all stuff, there's no again, I haven't put dates on anything. The first roadmap I published, I put all these hard dates on it and everything, and I realized how stupid I was because it's just too we had to staff up, and then we have to there's so many things to figure out between here and there. And I was like, why am I putting all this pressure on? This is just where we're going. This might take us, I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there, but we're going to get there. So that's more the vibe of the project. At this point, I'm just, I'm much more
it's going to be built.
I know it's going to be built. I just it's settling into it. And then it's much better on the creative side to do this because I tend to, the people who are coming in who are like, hey, when is this happening? When is this happening? When is this happening? Is this happening now? They'll tend to just naturally filter out. They tend to just mosey off, and they always come back when the FOMO hits.
Yep.
So it's whatever. I don't, you just can't cater to those people. And once I realized that, everything was just much more oh, okay, this is fine. They're sort of diametrically opposed energetic forces, right? There's I need time and space to create stuff, and also trying to fulfill the wishes of the flippers and stuff is it's just not,
it's a difficult balance, and making sure to obtain people's attention and keep it is difficult for sure.
Yeah, that's right. And some of this stuff you guys will probably be familiar with, our marble races. We had one last night. We did, I think we had 100, I think we had a new all-time high last night. I think we had 160 or close to 160 racers for one of our races.
That's incredible.
Yeah, just about 200 viewers. And that seems to be pretty steady every Friday night. So if you haven't yet, please join. And let's see, this is the summoning pool. Obviously, I would love it if you stake with summon. The pool itself is somewhat integral into the game development and design side itself, which I'll get into in just a minute here. Lore, factions, I'll let you guys read all that stuff. I think we've gone over that before. And the Rad Token. So this is sort of the model for distribution. The community is going to wind up owning 60% from direct crowd sale. And we're going to be basically 20% each year for 3 years, and I may break that up into quarters or something. The timing might be a little bit different, but that's basically the model. So this first crowd sale that you're going to see soon is going to be 20% of the total token supply, and then with that we'll get on the decentralized exchanges, get listed out everywhere, and then there's going to be another crowd sale in the future, and so it's just sort of more of a long-term iterated growth method. So that's how that's going to work. These are just sort of the general broad brushstrokes of the economic mechanisms, the sinks, the faucets, and just sort of, basically with the games are great because you have a lot of really easy deflationary mechanisms rather than burning, right? Instead of burning, you can just have, maybe you have a lot of consumables, or maybe, you just have a lot of different things for your players to buy. And so, you'll wind up seeing a lot of stuff like that. And this is all stuff that's familiar to gamers in general. It's just that we're working with a blockchain token rather than WoW Gold or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever,
something that you can trade out of game.
Exactly.
And less of a hey, let me sell this on eBay type of way, yes, or something like that.
Yeah. And so that's what's cool about having the token on decentralized exchanges is going to be interesting, is that you'll be able to actually cash out your earnings into ADA or whatever, and then into whatever other currency you'd like to, which that's sort of the point of all of it. Sort of that's how the underpinnings of the pay to earn thing. So and that's just sort of the general overview of the token utility. There is going to be a Rad universal discount, so anything that we put on sale, there's going to be you can purchase it for ADA or you can purchase it for Rad at a discount. So
that's clever.
Yeah, incentivizing people to get the token, right? Because that's sort of at the end of the day, you have to make it a little bit more useful than ADA. Otherwise, people are going to be, well, why are we using this token? Right?
Why not just use ADA? Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much the foundation of that. And then we've got the card game in development. In terms of hard deadlines on that, the art, like the card art policy ID, closes May 1st of 2022. So all of our art has to be done by then, which is looking like we're doing just fine on that. And we've got another 43 cards in mint right now. And then you'll see another 2 card packs coming out from us here shortly. All those other card packs are totally sold out, which is crazy. We minted 1,000 of each originally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we might end up minting more. But I'm not in a rush to do that. I don't know if we even really will need to for the first edition. I might just leave it as it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Some of the stuff is there's a balance between like getting enough, getting players and enough playable decks and all that stuff. But I'm not too concerned about it. I think we've got a wide enough wallet distribution. I think we've got enough people that are actually going to play it. So this is sort of what you can expect in terms of the basic gameplay of the card game itself, and just sort of just sort of the game map, similar to Magic in some ways, except there are definitely some differences that make it very unique. The way that the ships and the lands actually interact with the board isn't a thing in those games. That's sort of our own unique integration. So the land tokens, they've got their own, and this is sort of where the cross game integration comes in, right? So there's a land game with a map and different resources and stuff that's going to be happening, but also you're going to be able to utilize your land token in the card game, and also you'll be able, those cards will have some impact on the land game as well. So cross experience utility of tokens is what we're going for. And let's see, some of this is irrelevant because you can't click to purchase anything. Even the stamps, our stamp collection, there's no utility for the stamps. I haven't published any utility. They're just an art collection, but they're gone.
Really? So, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I think people like collecting stamps for whatever reason.
I know.
I like the stamps.
Cool. Yeah, I might build. I want to build some utility on top of it, just because we can. And that's the weird thing about the NFT space, right? Is that over time, the utility of any given NFT can be anything. It's just what we prioritize. But then if you're selling something that's strictly art, I try not to. I'm not like, yeah, there's going to be this or there's going to be that. I've tried very hard to just be like, nope, there's no utility to it.
Don't expect anything, because then if there is something that pops up, it's just a nice bonus.
Yeah, that's right. And then this the terraforms, all the different types there, and all the terraforms you can currently find. They're embedded into 2 what we're calling alpha sectors, which are basically just regions of the map. Which here I've got. Let me skip ahead here. This is kind of out of order here, but so this is one of the alpha sectors here, Asama, and that's kind of where that batch of lands is going to live. Each terraform is 100 meters by 100 meters, and they each come with their own unique set of resources. And then so this is sort of like the really meaty, nerdy stuff, which
it looks like it got deep really quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. There was a lot of joints that went into this, and I'm just like, I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. But the overall goal of this is to establish long-term yield for the lands, right? So each of the lands is going to generate a specific amount of rad over time, and I'm thinking this is probably going to be per epic. It might be every couple or 3 epics or something, if depending on just mostly on transaction fees, because every time we spit out rad, it's going to cost.
You got to pay it.
Yeah, so we got to figure that out. Or
drip drops might be able to help you there.
Yeah, that might work, or we may end up doing some sort of like just in-app redemption thing where you can just log in and say, okay, you have these lands, you're owed these, and maybe you pay the fee or something like that. But whatever, we'll figure it out. But the formula itself is basically tied to the NFT metadata. So each of the lands has what's called a power level, and it goes from 1 to 9. And then that power level ties into this formula to determine how much rad that the land actually produces.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So the power level 9 ones are going to produce more rad than the power level, ones. I think a lot of the power, this is an interesting thing about just how these are being sold, because not everybody reads the rad paper. Not everybody even knows that this is happening. So
some people are just like, land, let me get some.
Yeah, there's land, so there's been some like power level 9 ones that sold for like cheap. But then there's some people who understand what's happening and they're collecting the higher power level stuff, which is very funny. But yeah, so this is what you're gonna see here very soon. So there's the power level side of it that's tied in from the NFTs, and then there's also the stake pool production side. So you're going to need to plug in the lands to get the rad, right? You're going to need to be staking the wallet with the lands to summon. And then with that, if someone's doing very well, based on how many delegators we have, how many blocks we're producing, that goes into the delegation score and the block score at the top there. Then that determines the total score. And then and basically at that point, so if the pool's doing really well and you have a high power level, then you're going to get much more, rad than you otherwise would. If the pool's not doing so well, we don't have a lot of stakers, or we're not producing a lot of blocks, maybe we have a 0 block production, then you're going to get less rad. And so it's basically tying the function of the lands and a lot of the game to actually sort of like the heartbeat of the blockchain.
That's really cool.
I think so.
And then there's an incentive for everyone that owns a piece of land in order to delegate to your pool.
Exactly. So it's sort of this, it creates more of a 3D object and like a self-contained ecosystem, which I really enjoy.
I really like that's really I haven't heard of anyone else that's kind of having that level of integration. I've heard of like, hey, you stake with our pool, you'll get some of our gaming tokens, but the idea of like, hey, how much you contribute and cause benefit towards the stake pool is going to be a direct, benefit to you if you hold that piece of land.
Yeah, so it's individual and collective incentives, which I think are
beautiful.
Good. Yeah, I think it'll be really elegant when it's fully completed. But so that being said, if you do have land, you got to wait though. We're still developing this. But I think it'll be done in I'm hoping the next few months here. Hopefully the next time I come on, I'll be able to say, hey, it's working.
Totally.
But we'll see. And but that's it. And then there's this is sort of the map from a top-down perspective. Different biomes, and this is of course just the top. There's going to be sub layers that we can expand to, and there's an underside which we haven't explored yet. And then this is just an example of some of the resources that'll be produced, which I wasn't sure if I wanted to do those on chain or off chain, but the more I think about it, I think these are all going to be on chain as well, I suspect, because
as like fungible tokens,
because there are some other games that are interested in utilizing our resources as well. So it's sort of, it's bringing together, different gaming experiences that maybe you'll be able to use some of the iron or the cardanium from here in that experience somehow. We got to figure it out, because it winds up being, I don't want the resources to go off into space and then never make
some sort of usage.
Never make their way back in. So that's something that I just need to think about. But at the end of the day, all of these as fungible tokens aren't going to be something that you're going to be buying and selling on like a decentralized exchange. Maybe an internal one for Cardania itself. Like maybe we have like an internal decentralized exchange with all these resources. But the Rad token is going to be sort of the anchor for it.
The currency, the underlying currency for all these to be
underlying
traded.
Currency, and then these are more like, let's say you get a certain amount of rad and a certain amount of resources together, and then you can produce maybe you'll be able to forge a card, or you'll be able to forge a unit or something like that. So that's kind of the overall perspective of the of the project. And then this is our team. We've got a ton of people on here now.
That's awesome. That's so
that's
cool that you
right.
can employ all these people.
It's
Like give them
nuts.
something so exciting to work on.
Oh, it's so cool, man. And they're all very talented and they're excited to be here. And I feel very blessed to have them. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is so cool. I need to go and dive a little bit deeper for sure.
yeah. And that's that's it. What else? Yeah, I mean, that's right. Right now, basically, the community is just waiting on a few different things like the airdrop and or the finalizing of the founders card sale, rebooting that, and then the airdrop, and then the Rad Token sale. Those three are coming up here very, very soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah. Where can people kind of stay tuned at? What's the best spot for them to do so?
We'll show you right now. Here, we'll go to, I go to cardania.com, doesn't load. There we go. Yeah, so cardania.com is the website, and that's where we've got most of our, obviously everything's sold out right now, but that's where we've got the actually, I think since the last time you and I talked, we relaunched the website as well.
Yeah, I love the new really beautiful kind of overlay of the map or of the kind of station.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love it. And for anyone who hasn't seen, we've got some pretty swanky video stuff
nice.
as well, where you can go check it out, different flybys and stuff. And we've got a whole 3D side of the team now, and I have not revealed some of that stuff. But I think you'll enjoy it in the near future. So yeah, and that's where you can learn everything. But mostly, if you want the most up to the minute stuff, you can just click on our link tree there and go to the Discord.
That's gonna be the spot. Yeah,
the Discord's a spot. Yeah, that's where everybody's there, like all hours of the day. There's someone to chat. I think like right now we've got online 848 people, and there's some thousands or whatever that just hang out in there. So go ahead and do that. And then I'd like to also thank all of our new stakers. I think we got like 40 or 50 new stakers this week. It was bananas.
Congrats. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if large in part that's due to some of the Terraform stuff.
Oh yeah, the Terraforms really put us on the map. It feels like we got added to here's a new place I'll show you, CNFT Jungle.
Yeah, I saw this spot. This is really cool.
Yeah, and I don't pay for a lot of advertisements, but I paid for them to get this cool little gem right there.
Yeah, totally.
And then we were like featured up here for a little bit. But they're like a nice little project. They're not a market yet. It's similar to CNFT tools. So you can
it like aggregates all of the available sales and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. But I think we're on Genesis House. I think we're on I know I submitted our stuff to JPEG Store, and then of course CNFT.io. Just make sure so if you are buying our stuff on the secondary, if you go to our about here and then scroll down to verified policy IDs, we've got all of our policy IDs right here, because there are some fake lands out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Crazy.
Yeah.
While we were minting, we saw people were just immediately making fake lands. I was like, oh no.
A sign of people's interest, but
it is. It's simultaneously it's like, oh cool, because it's a sign that it's valuable, but at the same time it's like, oh no, I don't want people buying counterfeit land. That's crazy. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Fantastic. I mean, when people were watching, they said, what a rad paper. Totally rad.
Thank you so much.
I like the name of it. I think that's really clever.
It's neat. I got to figure out what we're gonna do for the Rad Token art though, because I've got that one token that I designed, but then I redesigned one. It's like a guitar pick.
Yeah.
But the community was very split on that last night. I was expecting a standing ovation for it, and they were like, I don't know, man.
Some of them were kind of iffy. Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot, okay. But that's kind of the fun part about the project, is that we do a lot of like development chat in the Discord, and a lot of stuff. Because I'm just one guy and I've got a bunch of geniuses in there, so I rely on them for a lot of feedback and
almost like instant A/B testing.
Critical. Yeah, they're like a Hive AI. They're fantastic.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Having these like amazing people, like, I mean, like for example, what happened with CNFT Roll Buddy, we needed the random troll, the main dev, was like, hey man, I have a lot of finals and a lot of work to do, and I could use some help. And we're like, okay, we can find someone in the community to help out. It's great to have those people that you can kind of just like bounce ideas off of, or they want to introduce new thoughts and ideas.
It is, it is really great. And we've got our moderators as well. I've basically given them carte blanche in the Discord. I've just been like, look, here's the guidelines, but if you guys need to ban or kick or mute people, go for it.
Like, I trust you. Yeah.
I trust you. Yeah. And that's been really good because I don't have time. Like if you're making stuff,
it's time.
You don't have time to do hardly anything else. And all these things can just serve as huge distractions. So thank you to all of our community members. Because really, I mean, that's really how the project is successful, is the community at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it makes you happy to open up Discord every day and to see awesome discussions occurring and ideas forming in people that you can do cool things with.
That's right. Well, do you have any questions for me, or any questions out of the chat or anything? I can't see the chat, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're just saying that, after you said that, you have these amazing people in your Discord, people are saying, one person said it's true. It's a cult/hive AI.
That's right. We did have a couple. Yeah, we had a couple people we kicked out were very upset with us. We attracted a couple of very specific and intense haters. But it's fine. I don't.
It's gonna happen.
I think they also don't realize that, like, there's a part of me that's like, haha. Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, I want everybody to just get along, but sometimes people aren't on the vibe, and that's okay. So is what it is.
Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm super excited about the project. I like seeing a little bit of a glimpse of like, hey, make sure you have your weapon, your ship, your land. It's going to impact that gameplay. I really like the whole tying into staking, because you're contributing to the decentralization of Cardano as a part of the game. I think that's a really, really cool idea. And I like how the staking in the summoning pool quite literally has an impact on how much, I guess, rad you're summoning. I think that's a really beautiful incentive. And I love looking at like incentive models inside of games. And I haven't seen anyone that's based off of just contributing to decentralization in the network. And then that's something that you're going to make ADA off of too. So it's like everybody's winning then.
That's right. Yeah. And if you go to CNFT tools, we do have all of our terraforms are on there.
And you got all the data.
Yeah, all the different data. And this is an interesting score here too. Quantum Flux. This is, I don't know if you're going to be able to really hyper monetize this for a while, but I think it might come into play more. I originally built this score as I thought the lands are actually going to move. They don't have an XY coordinate fixed into the metadata, but we're building like a framing system for the map. So I want the lands to actually move and have interaction with each other in the game. And then that, like, maybe every epic they shift, right? And originally I thought the quantum flux would be the speed of the lands, but I realized that actually overcomplicated the movement like way too much. So instead, I think that score is actually going to be much more relevant to the mobs and the NPCs that spawn on the thing. So higher quantum flux is likely going to be more mobs, and maybe some other stuff. It's just a good score to have for like any random and like creative just development ideas we want to experiment with. So that's just an interesting one I wanted to point out.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'll need to jump in a little bit more to CNFT tools and try to find something with a good power level.
There you go. Well, thank you for having me, brother. I'm happy to sit around and chit chat. If you got anything else for me, I don't know.
I mean, I'm all good to go. Chat, if you all have anything else you want to kind of bring up. It seems like people are excited. Jojo is saying that it's a rad place. The Discord server is a rad place to hang out. And
what's up, Jojo?
Yeah, and then Mike Hannah O is agreeing, saying very much so. So yeah, I mean, I think you did a great job covering the rad paper. I'm super pumped about it, and it seems like the rest of these folks are too. So, I mean, how cool is it to see all these gaming-based projects? I mean, we're really on kind of the cusp of launching or getting very, very close to launching or having something like these terraforms in order to kind of say, hey, like you're already kind of getting a piece of the puzzle here.
That's right. That's right. It's infrastructure. As Patrick Tobler had a really good tweet a few weeks ago. He said, NFTs are infrastructure. And that's really what fundamentally is the difference in gaming here versus gaming elsewhere, is that, you can't own, you can't own a piece of Azeroth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard owns it at the end of the day, but you're chunking up pieces of Cardania to put in your wallet. And so, you actually own pieces of it. And that's
you actually own a portion of the game.
It's a different thing. It's just a very different model. And I know there's a lot, it's funny, there's a lot of gamer hate for NFTs. It doesn't feel organic to me though. It feels like it's kind of like being seeded. And I don't, and maybe there's some people I think there are people who just genuinely don't get it. But I think a lot of these companies are panicking. I think a lot of and game devs in general are panicking because like this flips the current model on its head, and the incentives are so different that and they're going to get it. There's going to be some really big projects that
understand it. Yeah,
they're just going to stomp all over the space, and that's fine. But I think now is a very good opportunity for folks to get on the ground floor of some of these smaller projects like us that hopefully we're like a puppy with big paws, and you'll be able to
a lot of room to grow,
and you'll be able to benefit from it. So that's it
awesome.
for me.
And I think in terms of these big game industry people coming in, I mean, I think it really comes down to them doing it right. I think the one thing that people are worried about is it's like you have one of these AAA game studio companies, and they come in and they essentially say, okay, hey, we're going to give you microtransaction purchases, but instead of it just being an asset you can have it in the game, it's like now it also has an asset in the blockchain world on like Immutable X or whatever, layer 2 on Ethereum or something on Cardano. And I think it's essentially people are seeing it as like just another reason for people to say, hey, buy this, because then you can actually like sell it in a secondary market, like what we see in like CSGO skins. I think the one thing that would really put NFTs in a good perspective on the map for gamers is if you had a AAA company launch a game that was entirely free to play, and they essentially took the in-game resources, made them NFTs, like your sword, your armor, your helmet, your character, whatever, but you were able to earn them all in the game for free. And there wasn't any purchasing. I think that would be really cool is if one of these, like, I mean, imagine like Skyrim comes out or whatever it is comes out, and then you're able to go and earn the assets, and then you're able to sell them in some sort of secondary marketplace. And how that game studio makes all their money is just through the royalties on the secondary market sales of those assets. Yes.
Oh man. And that's the kind of thing that's going to happen. And we're going to see it in the next couple of years here. I think there's a lot of, developing games is hard in itself, and doing blockchain development is super hard also. But if you can just, you can build your team with the right skill stacks, I think we're really going to see some interesting stuff. Who else is in the space? I know Sushi Bites and Drunken Dragon, they seem to be doing quite well in their game development too.
Yeah. Ada Quest is doing really well.
I
think it's looking, I don't want to misquote it, but they have a Fund 7 proposal in Project Catalyst. And then I think they're also on the cusp of launching like phase 1 of their gaming product. I can't remember exactly when that's going to launch, but I believe it to be, and I don't want to misquote this, could be totally wrong, but I believe it's going to be sometime this year, which is going to be super, super exciting because that'll be awesome. And then I think there's also, I feel like I'm missing one.
I know there's a lot of them. There's a bunch of them out there now. It's hard to keep up with. But that's so cool. And I just want to encourage all the creators in the space to keep at it, because I think they'll be well rewarded in the long run.
And I think the final note before we'll close off here is I think we're also starting to see NFT games in the sense where it might not be a super in-depth game. Like Cardania is this super rich environment where you have all these beautiful components, but I think we're also going to see a smaller kind of games where a utility add to just the standard maybe PFP style NFT is that you can put it into some sort of rate. Like I think we've seen this with Pixel Links and in Hornies. Like Hornies has like their Super Bowl racing, which I think has some sort of ADA payout to my knowledge. So I think we're going to see that continue to progress. And then we're going to see these like really incredible, fully dived into blockchain projects like what you got going on and what we see at Ada Quest and Drunken Dragon and Flooftopia and all these really cool projects that I can't.
Oh yeah, Flooftopia. Yeah, it's Conward. It's Conward.
Yeah, Conward from Crypto Loops. Yeah,
he's great, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Yeah.
Well, exciting stuff, brother. Well, hopefully next time I'm on, we'll have even more fun to report.
Yeah, totally. I'm sure that we will at the pace that you're building. I'm sure we'll have tons to go over.
That's right. No, there's no brakes on this train, my friend. We got to go.
No. And the tracks are being built as we go.
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
building. It's that one GIF of the
yeah, you're like laying down the track.
tracks.
I feel like that is kind of building in the blockchain world. It's like you're very much so you're building your tracks.
Yeah.
But as long as you know where you're going, you can do a great job of building those tracks and making sure that you're progressing
That's
well.
right.
Player Mitts, I definitely have felt that way with Player Mitt, where it's like we're building very much so as we go.
Yeah, that's right. But you know what? You're doing great, man. And I'm just excited to be here. So
Same. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody watching. This has been about an hour, the town hall, going over some Playerman stuff, some Cardania stuff, and then just kind of chit chatting about Cardano based blockchain gaming. So really fun stuff. Everybody, Fun 7 voting's about to begin. So if you want to see some of these really cool gaming based projects, check out the Gamers on Chain challenge. And there's going to be all sorts of different types of gaming based proposals in there. One of them in particular being Flooftopia and another one being Ada Quest. So those are two I'd recommend checking out. But thank you all so much. I hope everyone really enjoys the rest of their Saturday. Please enjoy, play some fun video games, do something that'll make you laugh and have some fun. Great. All righty. I think that's it.
awesome.
I think
Well, let me here, I think I'm still sharing screen, aren't
yeah, I think we're still live. We're gonna need they want more.
I?
Oh goodness. I'm glad you liked it, Maxime. But yeah, I think we'll probably have to have Grant close out the live stream.
No, cool. No worries. Well, I'll take off. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Hey, I know you mentioned a giveaway thing. Were you doing that? Or do we need to do that live or are you doing that later?
We're more than happy to do it whenever. We can do it. If we want to give away, do we want to give away we can give away a Shadow Realms card right now if we want.
I don't know. They're your cards. I don't know.
we'll give one away. All right. If anyone's still here, how about this, Christopher? Is there a certain trivia question or something that you want to ask, or some sort of thing that people should throw in the comments, and the first person that does is going to get one Shadow Realm card?
Oh gosh, a trivia thing like let's see. I don't know. I can't think of anything offhand. I don't know. You got anything?
Ooh, let's go with let's go with here. I just want to double check to make sure. Okay, just got to make sure that this is the right one that I'm thinking of. No, it's kind of giving me some weird answers. We're doing this on the fly. How about this? What is the ticker for the Cardania pool? How about that?
There you go.
What is whoever can throw down the ticker for the Cardania pool? If you watched through the presentation, you should have seen a glimpse of that. So whoever throws that down, you'll get one Shadow Realms card. Just shoot me over a message in Discord and I'll get that over to you. We might give people like 30 seconds. They might be Googling your website.
Trying to figure it out. They weren't paying attention.
Yeah. So, it looks like global well-being. Got it. Jimmy Heister almost got it. I think they accidentally typed a D instead of an S, so they said dumb.
That would be a funny ticker, though. I'm gonna make a stick pool, just call it DUMB. It'd be hilarious. Release a dumb.
They just messed up by literally two keystrokes that are like right next to each other. Like if their fingers were just.
I think he just struck gold. We need a dumb ticker and we need a dumb token, and that'll be move over Hosky.
Yeah, just to have fun.
Yeah.
Another little meme coin. But it looks like global well-being, you were the first one to say it. Jimmy Heister, I'm sorry, just that autocorrect. But global well-being, if you just hop into the PlayerMint Discord, you'll see my name, Aiden RW, and if you just shoot me a message saying, hey, I was the one that won the giveaway, I'll shoot you over one Shadow Realms card. Thank you all so much for being here. This has been a really, really fun time. And thank you so much, Christopher. I appreciate you sharing your time and your knowledge and all the stuff that you got going on.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you and Grant. You guys have a good one. All right.
Of course. All right. Hey, enjoy.